Alright, welcome back to another Desktop Dungeons Vicious Rainbow video. We're going to continue with the Here Be Dragons quest. And we're going to continue having some very relaxing, beginner-friendly runs. Okay, so I think one of the things I'm going to go for here is the Assassin. Now, Assassin is generally very good on Dragon Isles, because you can skip a lot of the bottom side. And I'm just thinking, got a couple of options for preparations here. Go with Titan Guitar, which gives us slow on everything. Or we can go, I think, with Yendor, which we're going to do for the educational value. Once again, we're going to go for attack boosters. You can play Assassin as a pure caster on Dragon Isles, it's perfectly viable. But we're going to do something a bit more hybrid. Now, there are several very tempting options all throughout this. Yeah, we're going to pick up the Smuggler Den, which gives us an extra sub-dungeon. We're going to go with... could go with Tiki Tuki. Which again, I think is just a nice, easy choice. Let's pick Strength Potion. And I'll take the other 3 strong items. Going to go with Perseverance Badge as usual. I regretted Transmutation Seal last run, but I'm going to do it again. And I think we'll also go with oh no, quest items, why not? Exorbitant preparations here for the Assassin. And yeah, we've gone with Dwarf here. There is quite a specific reason for that. Oh, this portrait, man. I'd forgotten about the portrait. Okay, so Dragon Isles, thing to note is occasionally the okay, sub-dungeon. So one of the good things about the sub-dungeon is that you can then keep the extra black space in here in reserve in case you need it. Now, one of the things with Dragon Isles, at least in the square version, is a lot of the time the secret sub-dungeon will be in the middle. So it's often nice to just quickly dig that out and make sure you're not missing anything. Okay, so I'm not finding a load of things that I'm super excited about here. Okay, I'm going to start building up some things. I'm not worshipping. Okay, that's the downstairs. I'm not worshipping Tiki just yet because I prepared him, and consequently he will have some piety penalties if we worship him and then start taking hits. Whereas, for instance, here we can start getting our first level 2 kill. Okay, so go. I did bring Strength Potion, which can be a nice thing to have just for that getting that first kill on a vicious dungeon if there aren't any obvious good targets. Let me see, so the snake would be 36 plus 20%. I don't know, no idea. Potentially we could kill it. Also, we've got a lot of HP. And we've got Ender's Wall. So we could definitely look to try and take that out, I think. Now, in an ideal world, well, let me stop with that. Yeah, in an ideal world I'd be able to see around it and get the bonus. But there's some nice thing with Strength Potion in Vicious Dungeons. Worshipping Tiki is going to give us the Yendor glyph for the final hit. But yeah, a nice thing about Strength Potion in Vicious Dungeons is it can let you just get that first high level kill that's often so useful for a run. Okay, I would like to see what's in the sub-dungeon if at all possible. It's a bit of a pain that we've not got any teleportation glyphs. Okay, we can potentially get access to Slow from Earth Mother as well. So I'm having a little think here. So I think we want to try and go for Tiki, get the 2 levels of learning, and then switch out into Earth Mother to round off the map. Right, I should be building up some piety with poison here. And just worth remembering, even with Tiki Tuki, there is a little bit of piety farming that can be done. To take out that zombie, it's not ideal, but again, it'll just give us a little more access here. So we can keep poisoning. Going for Tiki first, especially with the prep, is a little suboptimal for the kind of regen fighting we could do otherwise. Dracul is also a very strong find. I do want to talk for a moment about why we've gone for Dwarf here. So, most of the time, for these long dungeons, Human is better, and it probably still is here. Orc is probably better as well. For Assassins, normally Elf and Elf, Gnome, Goblin are very decent picks. But here I think we've prepped Yendor, and we should have plenty of resources to bring ourselves up to level 10. And in addition, we're Assassin, so we're not going to have any issue with the difficulty level of the monsters other than the bosses. So if you notice, the first one's got 105 damage, which is very high for a boss. So what we're going to do here is just look to basically get to the point we can tank a hit from him, and then we can use all of our popcorn, our digging, etc. to just cruise through. Okay. I wanted a second level of learning, but I'm not sure whether that was you know, out of any gameplay considerations or just a sort of misguided matter of principle here. Okay. Right, the monsters are spawning very inconsiderately at all the junctures we'd like to find them. But sorry, all the sort of junctures where we'd really like to be able to cross. This is not ideal. But I did convert piss off on site, so that isn't happening. Okay, I think the answer here is these are all level 4. I'd have to kill a load of popcorn in order to get through them, or I'd have to take a lot of party loss. So things we could do, we could desecrate Earth Mother and get the protections, but I think it's a better play to just use the Amulet of Yendor, take all the million free level ups, and close in towards level 10. Oof, get another learning. Interesting. Add another learning. Yeah. Okay. This is very funny for Assassin. What are the odds? Sure, there are some more experienced members of the community who can tell me what exactly those odds are. But yeah, so as you can see with Assassin, we're not very worried about anything here. Really want to just make sure that we're... Oh, there we go. We're getting access to all the map. Ah, good Glamric. Good Glamric the Warlord here. To waste some tiles just to see that better. Unfortunately, it's no longer that useful to us. But that is usually a very, very, very good sub-dungeon for any sort of vicious run. Okay. Right, let's have a little think. Okay, so I'm not quite where I'd like to be in terms of health. I think if I go here, yeah. So if we go here, we can now start work on the firstborn. Well, a bit of a temptation to try and do this. I've not used any potion. Oh, I have used potions. Feeling parched is different to how it used to be. Okay, so no point saving these. Gonna do this. Again, this is why we went for Dwarf. Now we've got 108 hit points at level 6, so we can start fighting Firstborn way earlier than another assassin would be and use our health as well as our mana pool to do so. We're at 2 levels of learning, so my view I think is that that should be enough to hit level 10, which is what we want to do. We want to hit level 10 really while we're still on the top side as assassin on this dungeon. We can potentially uncover a few more tiles while the firstborn is poisoned. And yeah. Now the question is, do we continue in Tiki a little bit and add even more of the edge, or do we switch into Earth Mother, who I think is also a very nice choice to have. Just checking, we can maybe get Miser on this one. That would be nice. So we're going to switch in. So we've got our 2 shots of learning without needing to really buy them. We're going to do entanglement here. This gives us 1 extra XP on all of the monsters. Again, if you start with a glyph like Wait What or Wanna Fight, you can you don't get so much extra XP from Earth Mother, but this is a very nice little use case. Okay, that. Now, as you see, Firstborn is just going to melt in the face of our ludicrous amounts of experience. Okay, we can also burst our death protection here. Just make sure we get the bonus experience from killing a high level monster. We're going to sell our scale. Do that. Just going to pick up some extra bits and pieces. Okay, so what we wanted to do here really was to hit level 10. Just going to use our transmutation seal to break through this wall here. It's a nice way to skip those first 2 guards in any sort of warmonger run, anything like that. Okay, and I think we can just go straight to level 10 here, more or less. And Wonder of Wonders, look who's here to bring us exactly to the right experience total. Okay, so, as discussed on the previous run, Matron of Flames has many good qualities, but high attack is not one of them, and consequently she can be regen fought by basically any level 10 character. She's only got a small amount more attack than this dwarf. I'm sure I'm missing some sort of booster or something there. And yeah, she is consequently just going to melt as long as you can regen fight. Not only can we regen fight, we can also pick up these guards. Use the Feel Sick to continue to keep the regen off. And yeah, as you can see, I think this is one of those runs where almost no matter what your skill level at the game, it's a very consistent strategy, it's very repeatable, and you shouldn't really have any concerns about pulling this off. We were lucky to get the Learn New Tricks sub-dungeon. And here we're regen fighting properly. Again, this is a dwarf with absolutely no extra bonuses or brutality. These lava effects are very nice. I'm enjoying those. Again, we're missing a glyph here, which let me see, which is a great glyph. If we're missing anything else? No, I guess not, but you know, we didn't buy any items, and you can see how much extra black space and how many sort of extra resources we had for the dungeon Again, if you were struggling, you could plantation and then switch into Drakul. You could plantation and then use Earth Mother to repeatedly. Oh no, maybe you can't on this. But you can plantation and use Earth Mother as well, I guess. So yeah, just to indicate, this is the sort of the value of the assassin run. Again, dwarf works fine here. Human, orc, also good. Goblin, again, also very good. Elf, very good. Absolutely no problems with this class. Just you can totally skip all of the guards down here. You still get the experience for them. And Matron Flames doesn't deal very well with poison, with regen fighting, and with classes that are reaching level 10. Amulet of Yendor, of course, a very nice way to just skip some of the leveling process. Alright, that's 2 runs in Dragonars. Got 1/3 one coming up. We're going to give the goats the dragon shield, and next time we'll finish the Here Be Dragons quest before moving on to the next Vicious Dungeon.